Put your head on my shoulder. Hold me in your arms, baby. Squeeze me oh so tight. Show me that you love me too. Show me that you love me too. Put your head on my shoulder. Okay, that's hello, hi, welcome. The show's name is Politics. Although I call it Politrix, and the title of this episode is The Beekeeper. My name is Presh, and for the first time ever, we have a guest co-host, my friend Dill.
Hey, what it do, baby? How you doing, Pressure P?
I'm
my
good.
friend.
I'm good.
I know this guy since high school.
Yeah.
We were homies, you know.
Were.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, yeah.
Is this the breakup now?
We were homies, but you know, there's a real shift from being high school friends to being friends after school and after college and working friends, and you know.
Fair enough. I agree.
Thanks for welcoming to the show. Very nice to be here.
Oh, cool.
At my own house.
yeah. We are in fact podcasting from his house, and there's a few dogs running around here. So if you hear any pitter patter off their paws, you know, that's not me running around. That's that's a little dog, right? So some cleanup from last week. I forgot to give Ferrari a rating at the end of the movie. Have you seen Ferrari?
How's it? Tell me the rating. Maybe I should check it out.
So I initially gave it a 9.
Yeah.
But after thinking about it, I'm thinking about bumping it up to a 10.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Who's acting with it?
Do you know who Adam Driver is?
Maybe. He sounds like he should be driving now. So I could definitely give that movie a shot. I'll definitely watch that. Sounds right.
Yes.
Is he directing or is he acting?
No, he's the main actor.
Even better,
It's a biopic about the man Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yes, do you know Star Wars The Force Awakens?
Yeah.
He's the bad guy.
Okay.
He's
well,
Kylo Ren.
To be honest, those movies, like with those stories about what's that other one, for example? Ford versus
Ferrari.
Yeah, those sort of movies. I think those are nice, inspiring stories. But also, just it's cool to see the scenes, even things like Need for Speed. So it's just fun cinematics. I'd say.
Fair enough.
So I hope this one. Would you say it's a nice, more realistic story, or is it?
It's based on a true story.
Yeah. But some true stories have fun cinematics.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Was based on a true story.
Should I don't know if I should spoil it, but there's a horrific accident in the movie.
Oh shit.
And it is very cinematic, but
just for that one scene.
Well, it's cinematic throughout the movie, but that one is what I'm thinking of when you say cinematic. That was a shocking moment in the cinema.
I guess.
I'll
try it out.
Do you know the painting, The Scream?
Yes.
That was my face when I saw that. I was doing The Scream. Yeah, shit. Anyway, can we get into the news for the week?
Sure.
So we've got some casting news.
Casting news, okay.
Do you know who?
Wait, excuse me. I have news first because my news is short, so I think, can I start?
Alright, fair enough.
My news is that I heard that there was an earthquake in Soweto. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I saw it trending on Twitter.
Oh yeah, it was a little earthquake though. And not too bad. I guess. I feel for those people who might have suffered it, but I didn't feel anything. That was the only kind of news that I heard about.
We don't usually get natural disasters here, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the climate is changing.
For true,
it was one way and now it's another way. It's changed. The climate has changed.
That is true.
It's not
called climate change. I like how you emphasize that, and we didn't even notice. That's true, bro. That climate has flipping changed, bro. Even now, the way things are, the weather is very strange. But yeah, someone should make a movie about climate change. That'll be interesting to watch. Anyway,
you're not gonna believe this, but a movie we covered a few weeks ago, Aquaman 2, is about climate change.
Oh,
listen to me. Avatar 2 about climate change. Anyway, apparently everyone hates that Aquaman movie except me. I'm the only defender. Yes, So I hope you watch it. I hope you have a good time, and there'll be the two of us. You know, the two of us against the hordes riding on their horses coming in with their big swords. It's just you and me, like Jon Stone against the...
I have a feeling it's like Aquaman, you know, trying to fight out against the world, you know, trying to join the...
I said Jon Stone, I meant Jon Snow. You know, in the Battle of the Bastards, he's there, one man. Yeah, Jon Stone is a footballer. But anyway, so...
casting news.
Do you know who Millie Alcock is?
Supergirl?
Yes, she's going to be Supergirl.
Who would have thought?
Yes. But do you know who she is aside from that?
Normally she's not Supergirl, I guess.
Yes.
I don't know, tell me.
She was in House of the Dragon. Have you seen that?
Isn't that the Game of Thrones extension?
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Okay, yeah.
She played the young Rhaenyra.
Okay.
And she was pretty good, so...
that sounds cool. So is there going to be a Supergirl movie?
Yes.
Okay,
well, I don't know.
Well,
I just know
that's what they're hoping.
They're rebooting the universe, right?
Oh, okay.
So James Gunn, he already cast a guy. His name is David Corenswet. Have you heard of him?
Maybe.
He was in the movie Pearl.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's the new Superman.
Okay.
They've been casting slowly. News has been coming out, right? And this is the next piece of news. So I don't know if she has her own movie or she's just going to be a side character in the new Superman movie, right? But I think she's a very good actress, and you know,
it could be a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Although she and Superman look nothing alike. They're supposed to be cousins, but yeah, they look very...
Man, they could be cousins, twice removed, third removed, you know.
Sure,
and plus, we don't know what their genetics are like.
Yeah, they're aliens, planet, that's true.
You know.
Yeah, alien cousins may look very different.
You know,
fair enough.
We don't judge.
You know what, you caught me. The problem is I wasn't thinking, and you were 2 steps ahead of me.
No, I'm just thinking about, you know, Martian Manhunter.
Yes, he's green, and his nephew, his niece is a white Martian.
Yeah, so they cousins. You could say they could.
They're not cousins. They're niece and uncle.
I mean, in some relationship, someone would be a cousin in that sort of way. You know?
Sure.
Yeah. But you know what movie I was thinking about? Interesting. Mr. Fantastic and the Fantastic Four. I really enjoyed that old one. But there was one I remember seeing, I think with that guy Miles Teller.
Yes.
And he was Mr. Fantastic. That was a pretty interesting one, you know. But then it kind of got quiet, so...
It's very interesting you brought up the Fantastic Four, because the next piece of casting news... Pedro Pascal has been cast as Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, the guy from Narcos!
Yes. This guy, he's fucking everywhere, bro. I don't really...
He's pretty good, though.
His agent must be the hardest working motherfucker in the world, because this guy, he's in... Do you know The Mandalorian?
Yeah,
it's a Star Wars thing, right?
Yeah.
He's in the TV show The Last of Us.
Yeah,
he was in the Wonder Woman movie.
Yes.
This guy's all over the fucking place, right? And now he's got a Marvel,
contract.
Movie.
He'll be set for life. Look, we all want to land the Marvel.
Apparently, like the Marvel movies, they like underpay you,
really?
And then like they're like, hey, we're giving you exposure, and then you go on to another job where they do pay you well. Because you've got a
sly ass Hollywood.
Yeah, them motherfuckers. Pay the actors what they're worth. You know, it's a damn shame.
But I'm sure there's some actors also who would like fight for how much they would like. For example,
listen,
if you hire The Rock, there's no underpaying him. If that's his rate, that's his rate. You know, you can't try and.
There was a strike last year because the actors weren't getting paid properly. Do you remember that?
Oh shit.
Yes.
The poor actors.
Yes.
Can't go to the red carpet.
But anyway,
and shit.
What do you think of Pedro Pascal? Good actor?
I think it's pretty good. I wonder how he do for Mr. Fantastic. I don't know. Mr. Fantastic's supposed to be a genius.
He's supposed to be like a nerd.
The gray hair on the side, you know. So compared to the first guy and compared to Miles Teller, we'll see.
Ian Grufford.
Are they trying to make him like? Are they trying to make Mr. Fantastic like move him down the color spectrum?
The color spectrum.
You know, when he started out, he was.
I'm not sure. I think he might be Cuban.
Yeah,
Pedro
that's
Pascal.
what I'm saying. Like they
yes, I understand. Have you seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah.
There was another version of Mr. Fantastic there, played by John Krasinski. That was just the it's been fan casting online. You know, a lot of people online were saying we should get John Krasinski in, and they did that just as kind of like a joke. And this is the real one now. So I think, yes, what you are saying, they're going down the color scale.
Well, I mean, because I guess, like you say, it's in this multiverse they can really choose anyone they want. So
yes,
yeah,
I am interested to see how they, incorporate the X-Men and the Fantastic Four into the same universe.
Yes. That will be very exciting.
Well, it's going to be coming up in the next few years.
And Deadpool, I miss that guy, bro.
There's a movie coming out in a few weeks.
Yes, that's the one. I miss that guy. That's what I'm saying. I miss Deadpool. To be honest, Deadpool is like one of my favorite characters. A very cool guy. But I don't know if it's the guy Deadpool I like or if it's Ryan Reynolds. But
I think it's Ryan Reynolds.
No, because I watched Green Lantern, but it's not like Green Lantern is my favorite guy.
But I'm saying, did you like Free Guy?
Yeah, Free Guy was good. Did
you like Red Notice?
Red Notice was okay, yeah. Red Notice had a lot of big players, big names, so it's hard to focus on only one.
Did you enjoy the Adam Project?
That was okay, yeah. I
guess, maybe it is Deadpool that you lost.
Interesting,
yeah. Anyway, can we move on to the next news story? So, when we last checked in with AFCON, South Africa had made it to the semi-finals. Since then, we unfortunately lost the semi-final, but we did win the third place playoff. So, the third best team in Africa. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Bro,
not
again,
bad at all, huh?
I didn't expect us to make it out of the group stages, right? So, to finish third is an outstanding result, right? And once again, a huge shout out to Ronwen Williams, who saved 2 penalties last night in the shootout, right? I googled, and he's only 32 years old, which is relatively young for a goalkeeper. It's old for like an outfield player, but for a goalkeeper, that's, you still got 8-9 years ahead of you.
They need instincts on a goalkeeper. So a goalkeeper need to be older, They need to be tapped in with their instincts.
But you need to be like athletic to jump around,
yeah, of course, that's standard procedure when joining any sort of athletic training.
Fair enough, right? But yes, hopefully one of the big European clubs take notice and try to sign him.
Why?
Because
isn't that brain drain? How are we gonna try and win next year? Will we
he's not
second?
He's not changing country. He's changing clubs.
I don't want him to go far away.
If he goes to like Spain, he can
come back for the finals.
No, it just brings his reputation up, and that's good because he's a very good goalkeeper.
I bet.
All right. Yes. Next. So, as we've covered in the past, it's extremely likely that Trump will win the Republican nomination for president, right? So, I've been trying to avoid talking about it too much. But this week, in this news story from the Associated Press, written by Michelle L. Price, Jonathan J. Cooper, and Gabe Stern, it's just too funny to skip, right? Nikki Haley was swamped in Nevada's symbolic Republican presidential primary as GOP voters resoundingly picked the none of these candidates option on the ballot in a repudiation of the former UN ambassador, who is the last remaining major rival to frontrunner Donald Trump. Trump didn't compete in Tuesday's primary, which doesn't award any delegates needed to win the GOP nomination. The former president is instead focused on caucuses that will be held on Thursday and will help him move closer to becoming the Republican standard bearer. That leaves the results Tuesday as technically meaningless in the Republican race, but they still amount to an embarrassment for Haley, who has sought to position herself as a candidate who can genuinely compete against Trump. Instead, she has become the first presidential candidate from either party to lose a race to none of these candidates since that option was introduced in Nevada in 1975.
Damn.
Damn.
That's not so I just want to get this straight. We got this guy running and nobody won him. Now there's a new competitor involved, but she's not really a competitor and they don't want her. So these people are choosing none.
This race is just symbolic. It has nothing to do with the overall race, right? But it's to put your name out there.
Hey,
right?
Counts, bro.
So she was hoping to win this to, get her name in the conversation. But there's an option to to express your dissatisfaction, which is to vote for none of these candidates. It's a way for people to vote, but to voice their displeasure, right? So getting beaten by none of these candidates is fucking funny.
Look, I don't know much about politics and politics, but it would be interesting if, when you come to the ballot, like, how we chose student, like, what do you call them, leaders in high school? Everybody gathers in the hall and you write down who you want to vote for and the person with the most votes. We could do that, and if you wanted to get your name out there, like you say, you would obviously do that and people would vote for you. But maybe as a joke, if I said, well, I want to vote for my friend, we could do that too,
Yeah.
And if they happen to investigate and find out that my friend is actually a pretty good candidate, my friend could actually, bump up his game a little bit, get some more followers and gatherers with it, get some more votes, I'm just saying, because at this point, dude, people are just, it's like they have their own agendas and things. If you gave someone a job without their agenda, like time for them to reflect on their own agenda, maybe, I don't know, how would that job go? Maybe it might be better, maybe it might be worse, but it's definitely going to be different from what's happening right now.
True. I'm going to be honest, I didn't listen to anything you just said. You went into like a rant about something I didn't understand what was going on. I couldn't follow, sorry.
It's okay.
But the next story is Tucker Carlson interviewed Vladimir Putin this week. Do you know who Tucker Carlson is?
No.
He's a right-wing news person,
okay.
But he was fired from his news job.
Okay.
So he started a show exclusively on Twitter, and he
it called something else now.
X whatever.
Somebody said that's me. I was on X. I said, "What the fuck is X, bro? Why didn't you just say Twitter, dude?"
Yeah.
But sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what his Twitter show is called, but I actually watched it, and it's a bunch of bullshit, right? I played it in the background as I did some work, and it was just Putin talking about the glory of Russia, right? Tucker keeps trying to bring up NATO in relation to the Ukraine war, and Putin repeatedly denies that the war is about NATO, which is, at the beginning of the war, his whole thing was that NATO is arming Ukraine. That's why we need to attack Ukraine to stop, NATO from expanding. Now it's like, who? NATO, who? Right. Yes. Putin repeatedly denies that the war is about NATO and it's all about reclaiming Ukraine for the glory of Russia. Right. It honestly felt like I lost 2 hours of my life listening to that rubbish. It was just fucking nothing, bro. But anyway, do you have any thoughts?
Nah.
Alright. The next story. Tyler wins first ever Grammy Award for Best African Music Performance with her song Water. Right?
Oh my gosh, guys. I can't believe this is happening.
Is that what she said in a speech?
Yeah, basically. I think I heard on the radio, everyone was complaining because of the way she's reacting, for this Grammy. And the way she's speaking, it sounds like, she's so ghetto, like she comes from somewhere. She's not like, carrying our country and making us proud of the way she's accepting this award in a prestigious event, She's a little bit slapdash. But that's just what I heard, I believe personally that at the youngest person to get a Grammy,
she's
22 years old. Dude, when I was 22 years old, if you gave me some prestigious award, I also wouldn't behave like a mature adult that I am now.
Bro, like, okay, I'm going to be honest, I don't know anything about this, but yeah, the thing is, like, if you're in shock, you may not respond how you would normally respond, right?
Yes.
So, she can react however the fuck she wants. She's the winner.
Dude.
You guys are babies crying at home.
Like, that's a proud achievement, and I congratulate her. I think she did very well. That's awesome. And you know what, Doug? Apparently she went to Eden Glen High.
Wow.
Right up the road, dude. Right up the road.
So, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I went to that school.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. So,
and so did you.
Yeah.
I don't know why you didn't.
Small things.
Small world.
Things. Yeah, small. But it also proves to me, I'm sure that I always say that whenever they recognize her now, she got her first Grammy, but I'm sure she's been making music for a long time before that.
Yeah.
So you don't know the sweat and the struggle that was going into it. Now she just had one song, and that one song blew off the charts, and then she had to throw in that dance, and then she won everyone. Wow. 1, 2, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I'm fucking washed in music, right? I don't know anything that's going on. I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but when the Grammy nominations came out for Best Rap Song, like, I saw a tweet about it. I looked at that thing. I didn't know a single song. I was just like, yo, I didn't know that the Grammys was this week. It's just like my friend was telling me about it yesterday when I saw him. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Let me write this down in the doc.
Bro, I see you concerned like with your news agenda is news that you're following outside of the country. But the radio, that's where I get all my news from, to be honest. These are all things I just happen to hear when I'm driving, on the radio.
Yeah, but it's I do follow South African news. It's just I don't follow music news. That's what I'm trying to...
that's the problem. The radio, in between all the news that I occasionally want to listen to, it's so flippant. They play the same songs over and over again, so that's a little bit boring and repetitive. But, the news can also be boring and repetitive too.
I'm going to be honest, Chief. I have not listened to the radio in many years.
Okay, just do us a favor there. Let us know what stations are nice to listen to.
Yeah.
Because I'm a 947 guy.
Oh no.
Someone likes 5 FM. That's cool. Someone likes 702 Golden Oldies. If you like them Golden Oldies, that's cool too.
All right. Well, we're done with the news section. Can we move on to the spotlight?
What's in the spotlight?
So this is a segment where we try to spotlight a leftist project. For example, a worker-based co-op, any leftist newspaper / pamphlet / literature in general, or any opportunities to do praxis. Do you know what is praxis?
Wow, what is the spotlight? I'm feeling very on the spotlight right
praxis now. Means politics and practice, So say you believe in socialism, right? What are you doing? What practical things are you doing to bring about socialism? And maybe not about bring about socialism, but just to make the world a better place. What are you doing?
That's a good question, bro. In my life right now, my struggle is finding and securing a job,
Fair
so
enough.
That's something I'd like to try and help people to get better at, even if that means forming like some sort of guidance counselor or talking with people who have positions and odd jobs that they need to do so they can get them done, because I can do all these things. I'm starting to feel like I'm a bit stupid, even though I got all these degrees and stuff.
Well, you're definitely not stupid.
Yeah, that's how I feel. But why doesn't anyone else recognize that? Yeah. So that's what we should be shining the spotlight on, I reckon.
You.
Yeah. Well, not me specifically, but this is my struggle, so I'm assuming someone else is struggling with it.
Fair enough.
That's what I think the spotlight should shine on. Because apparently the other day I also heard there were 800 doctors in South Africa who don't have jobs because the government can't afford to pay them, dude. Imagine like you worked for 7 years to become a doctor. Now you have to just do this last little bit just to finish and become official, and you have to work in a government clinic. But the governments can't accept you because they can't pay you. Like,
it's all
that's ridiculous here. So yeah, that's my spotlight. What about yours, dog?
Anyway, if you would like your work to be spotlighted, please send an email to paicipod@gmail.com. That's PAICIPPOD@gmail.com with the name of your organization, what you do, and what people can do to get involved and support this project. Unfortunately, I think we should shelve this section until the podcast becomes bigger than it is now. So I've been asking people to email in, things to do practice with. And unfortunately, we only got one email, which I read out last week. So, yeah, I'm realizing.
Well, now you asked me that hard-ass question. Did you answer my question? What are you doing?
I'm still speaking. You cut in. Can I finish my sentence? Right. That being said, if you live in the East Rand area, the organization that I volunteer with is looking for more tutors to volunteer. If this is something that you would be interested in, then please email the pod and I'll put you into touch with the people running the program. So
that's what you do?
That's what I do. I tutor kids, hoping they'll learn more and they'll... Oh, these are underprivileged kids. These are not like rich kids who have all the resources in the world. This is like kids in a poor area. So yes, hopefully they'll learn and they'll, make the world a better place.
Yeah, I like
all right.
it. Okay, we can do that.
But so anyway, so like I said,
email that PC pod so
I can just put you into contact with
because that sounds nice. Maybe I could help some people choose the right things to study so that they don't get stuck not being able to work and shit. But anyway,
fair enough. Can we get into the context for the movie?
Tell me.
So this movie is directed by David Ayer, who is insanely pro-cop and pro-army. And almost all of his movies have to do with some type of law enforcement.
Okay.
You may know him from The Suicide Squad, Bright, and he also wrote Training Day.
Oh, nice. Bright, Suicide Squad, Training Day.
Yeah. Well,
police movies, yeah.
All of these, I'm not a big fan of his work, right? But they're fine. He leans quite heavily on action movie cliches from the 80s and 90s, right? For example, there'll be like a guy walking away in slow motion from an explosion. In this, okay, we haven't got into the movie yet, but in this movie, he drives away in a truck after blowing up a building. It's the exact same thing as like a...
Look, bro, if this was any action movie, what are you doing when you're walking away from the building? If you ducking and shit, you shouldn't be blowing that building up.
I know.
You need to walk out with swag, bro.
I know.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just pointing out that it's a cliche.
It probably is, yeah, it probably is. But like I'm saying, what else do you want them to do? If you just blow up a building, bro,
I don't know.
How do you leave the scene if not with swagger?
Like quickly and in a rush. You throw that shit in and you get away as quick as possible.
Well, maybe because you're not a beekeeper.
All right, fair enough. The bees sting me. They sting me fast. Yeah. Anyway, this movie stars Jason Statham.
Yes.
Who I have mixed feelings about.
I don't have mixed feelings.
Yes. I know you love him, right?
Yeah.
He's good in certain roles, but he very rarely chooses a good role to play. The last movie The last movie of his that I watched was The Meg 2, and I thought it sucked.
Okay.
Right.
Tell me, listen, why did you say he doesn't choose the roles? Do you think they're giving him bad roles?
No, I'm not saying he chooses the roles.
Yeah.
I'm saying he doesn't choose good roles.
Why doesn't he choose good roles? When the Meg came to him, he should have been nah, the same for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
He should be in like a good movie.
I mean, if you think about it, he got to be half naked most of the time in the Meg, which is half of his money there worth, because now you get to see his abs and his skills when he's catching people and shit. And they also add a little bit brainy.
Look, I understand he has an internal strategy that I don't know about, right? He's choosing based on what he likes. That's fine. I'm saying, me looking at him, I think he could be better in...
In which role?
In a character role.
Yeah. Tell me. Give me an example.
Have you seen the Knives Out movies?
Yeah.
If he was a comedic person in one of those movies, I think he would do an excellent job. Right? That's just off the top of my head. But he only does these action movies where he's like...
I think it's fun, though. He's the best action.
Again, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying I wish he would do more. Right?
So, why would you watch The Transporter 2 or Hobbs and Shaw?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Fast and Furious movies are some of his best work. That's because he's not the best in the universe. He's a cog in the machine of the Fast and Furious.
He's a bit more humble.
I think he works better as a supporting character somewhat. But yes, so speaking of the Meg, right? I saw the Meg in a theater and it came out on streaming a week later. And I felt like I wasted my fucking money.
Damn, bro. Can't shit, bro.
This movie is available on streaming, but it was still playing at a theater near me. So against my better judgment, I went to watch it on the big screen. And based on my review, you can tell whether or not I thought it was a waste. right?
The Beekeeper.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the end of the review, we'll check in. We'll check in.
I bet.
All right. So can we get my thoughts for the movie? All right. First of all, this is a batshit insane premise for a movie, right? I think the thing that takes it too far is that the lady kills herself. Her daughter said that it can't be suicide because no one loves life more than a mother. A small rewrite I think could have made this work is that she tells Jason Statham that she's been robbed and he goes after the bad guys. Then when they come looking for him, they kill her, and then that makes the bad guys even more directly responsible. You know? Thoughts?
Nah, bro. I think it's okay the way it is because, like, what you're saying also is a bit of a cliche, you know? When you're making someone do something worse, that suicide will be like a tipping point. What I like about the movie is it always has this person at the center of it, and just one thing tips them over the edge, and then they become like a maniac, you know. So that's what I like about it. And in all the movies in Jason Statham, there's one tipping point.
Yes, I'm not talking about Statham. I'm talking about her.
Yeah, she's like tipping point. She must die, dude.
She lives
we
like
don't care about it. It's okay.
Wow. Wow.
She's a catalyst. The catalyst gets used up in the reaction. The catalyst does not remain left.
Interesting. So that's how you think about women, that they're just catalysts. I see what this is. Listeners, write in.
The character
We've caught
in the
this
movie
misogynist.
is meant to die as a catalyst for his actions.
Yes. I understand, but I'm saying why
if she survived, maybe he wouldn't have decided. He'd be like, alright, it's okay, you know, don't worry, let's move away, you know.
He's gonna help her no matter what, right? So if she didn't die, I think that would have worked better. I'm just saying, because I think that suicide just came out of nowhere, right? Because it's like
that's how it comes, bro.
No,
I don't know it from the person you least expect. Wow.
From the outside looking in, from the inside, like, she seemed very happy, right? This one bad thing happens to her and she's like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's
how
crazy.
It can happen, bro. That's how it can happen, man. That's what I'm saying.
And I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying it could have been better if what I said. Anyway.
Well, I'm agreeing, you know, I think
we can agree to
she
disagree.
Must die.
And I'm saying she must die as well, but she gets killed instead of committing suicide.
Sure.
Yes.
The way of death, huh?
The way of death. What's that?
It sounds like a samurai game.
It sounds like a Bruce Lee. Game of Death is his movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What did you say?
Way of Death.
Way of Death. The Way of the Dragon and Game of Death.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like a ninja movie.
Anyway, do you want to jump in with some points?
What I feel about this movie is, like I said, I just think it's cool that they have this one guy and just one event makes him, like, pushes him over the edge.
Yes, like the Joker.
Even like the Joker, you know.
Yes, I know. You love the Joker. So, as you were saying that, I'm like, this guy's talking about.
It's not like I love the Joker for that, and especially the new Joker. I think I only watched it once. I didn't want to watch it again.
Who's the new Joker to you? Who are you talking about? Joaquin Phoenix?
No, after that.
Barry Keoghan.
Yeah.
From the older
gentleman.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
Is he the older guy, bro?
Who's the older guy? From what movie are you talking about?
The Joker.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. He's the Joker.
Because I can't believe it, what you're telling me right now.
They didn't make him an old guy. He is an old guy.
Okay. No, I just want to talk about the action. So, if you have some points in the action, we can talk about.
Well, that's one thing, right? The power scaling is all over the place, right? He fights 3 main battles.
Yeah.
The first is against another beekeeper who he defeats far too easily.
Yeah, you whooped her.
Bro, all they're talking about is like, oh, you're a Navy SEAL? Well, you're a fucking pussy next to a beekeeper. Shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And then you see another beekeeper and she's dead immediately. Like, it takes less than 2 minutes.
Look, I do admit the way she died was mad quick, you know. But I guess that's just a veteran versus a rookie, you know. So a veteran will whoop the rookie's ass.
No, I'm not saying that's the. I'm saying she should have put up a better fight. That's all I'm saying. No, obviously at the end Jason Statham's gonna win, but that fight was too fast.
Look, bro, he was just dealing with the death of his favorite auntie.
His neighbor.
Yeah, who harbored him.
Well, that's another thing, right? I was thinking we should have seen more of them together. Like if we saw like a 10-minute scene at the beginning of them, like maybe like a montage of Jason Statham first coming in and she cooks for him,
but
and
you
like,
see, that's the thing. She mustn't be like, why are you getting so attached to this lady?
So that it hurts when she dies. Yes.
Remember when he's a beekeeper, there are many bees, and when one bee dies, all the bees don't cry. You know, one bee dies and life goes
let me
on.
give you a counterpoint.
No,
that's a real lady, not a bee.
No, let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay.
About the beehive, because we're talking about a beekeeper.
My mistake.
So when one bee dies, you know, it's okay. Life goes on. So in this instant, you mustn't get so attached to this old lady that there needs to be a montage and thing. It's not like they were lovers or anything.
Yeah.
He was just, like you said, a good neighbor, and that's all. And it just takes one small little thing to push him over the edge, and that thing was small enough to have your neighbor killed.
I don't know.
You know?
To me, it would have worked better if they were close. Sure. We barely see that closeness. That's what I'm saying.
True, yeah.
All he says is, she's the only one who took care of me.
Yeah,
but we don't see that.
That's the type of character this guy's always playing. Dark, brooding, mysterious.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This would have worked better. Just 10 minutes, not even less, 7 minutes.
Just have
rom-coms, have her like bake a pie. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of, right? Yes, she gives it to him, something like that, just to show there's some relationship. You can't tell us, oh, she was very nice to me, and we must believe that, you know.
Yeah, okay.
That's but yes, sorry, back to the power scaling, right? So his second battle is against the Navy guys.
Right? That's hilarious, bro.
Again, ate them all up.
But again, you know, one small thing, he just, you know, he didn't overthink of it. He didn't try and make a strategy, because in any other movies, that's what they would have done. They would have booby-trapped a place, you know, found a safe space, and then made their next move. This guy just rocked up to them and rocked them all, knocked their lights out, bro. So that was cool. What do you think? Was that too strong? Was that too strong?
No, well, they told us that these guys are pussies in a relationship. Yeah. So obviously it makes sense he's going to wipe the floor with them, right? I'm talking about the placement of them. Now the third one is the weird South African mercenary, right?
That guy, you know, out of all the 3 fights, I was most surprised that guy lasted the longest.
That's my whole point here, right? First of all, every representation of a South African in a Hollywood movie is an Afrikaans person, right? Dude,
that's why they don't think we speak English overseas.
Yeah. Number 2, that Afrikaans person is deeply embarrassing. Like the guy from Lethal Weapon 2 who goes, I have diplomatic immunity. That guy, the guy from what's Zack Snyder's new movie? Rebel Moon.
Oh yes.
There's a South African mercenary.
Really? That movie's on my list, and now you just gave me a reason to watch it.
Well, yes, there's always like an Afrikaans mercenary. Sorry, Elysium.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking.
Yeah, but
at least some South Africa, it's nice to see. I don't know, is it like an American person trying to put on a South African accent, or is it a genuinely South African person?
I have no idea. I've never seen this guy before. So yes,
he was very random, though. I must admit, I wasn't expecting that.
So this random guy did far better than the beekeeper, right? Yeah. And the other beekeepers choosing to stay neutral also makes them look like a bunch of pussies, right? They're supposed to be the best of the best, and they're scared of Jason Statham, right?
Yeah.
To me, it would have been better if the first thing they did was the Navy guys. those guys get killed, right? Then
easy peasy.
Then they find out, okay, this guy's a beekeeper. They call in the South African guy because he survived a beekeeper. He dies, fair enough. Okay, who can stop a beekeeper? Another beekeeper. And then the final fight is him versus another beekeeper. That would have been, you know, a progression. The way they did it here was so weird. Like, just this random guy.
But what I also found weird about it was, because I'm watching the movie and I'm thinking, this guy is too good, man. He never got beat. He never got hit all this time, and he fought all those people. Only when he got to the South African guy was I shook. Yeah. Because that guy, even though he survived longer than the Navy SEALs and stuff, that guy was madly injured. And he did a number on Jason. So.
And he had the gun to his head.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he didn't just pull the trigger,
villains, bro. They like to talk too much, bro.
But yes, the power scaling all over the place. Another thing is, the daughter says that she's the detective. Well, she's not a detective. She's a FBI. She said, "Do I detect a hint of the British Isles in your accent?" Which made me chuckle, because that's the most British man that's ever lived through. He has that thick accent. But then later on, I realized that he's actually trying to do an American accent, which I didn't realize.
But isn't the Beekeepers part of the MI6 unit and like an extension of the English branch of the services?
The Beekeepers are outside of the system.
Oh, so then what does it matter where he comes from?
That's my point here, right? Just say he's British.
Just trying to blend, you know.
But that accent was horrific, bro. When I realized, oh shit, he's doing an accent. Yeah. That was not good.
Now that you mention it, maybe he's just trying to blend, you know, trying to speak a different language to fit it.
It's the same language, it's just a different accent.
You know, yeah. Oh.
Anyway, then there's some cringe humor in this movie that I didn't find to be funny or endearing at all. For example, the daughter's partner looks at the security badge of a dead guy and says, "Ooh, he's a handsome guy." Another example is when she says, "I lost my virginity in that barn, you know, when it burnt down." Yeah.
Look, to be honest, in all these serious movies, there needs to be some sort of humor. You know?
Yes, there needs to be humor, but good humor. This didn't make me laugh.
No, you didn't find it tasteful?
No. But there was one line in the movie. One line, right? Jeremy Irons says, "For someone who has elevated fucking up into an art form, this may well be your Mona Lisa."
Yes.
I couldn't contain myself.
He got the lines. When it came to insulting that kid and telling him how stupid he is, he had all the words, bro.
You turned fucking up into an art form is fucking crazy, bro.
The Mona Lisa. Shit.
The villains are always talking about NFTs and crypto. So I don't know if this was made before or after NFTs collapsed. Well, do you know what an NFT is? What is it?
No, it's non-fungible.
Fungible.
Yeah, that's the word.
A non-fungible token.
Yeah, that's the word. I knew, but I understand what it is in principle,
right.
Yeah.
But it's a very silly, the way it was used was a very silly idea, right? So I don't know if this was made, I don't know what the intention of this was, right? Is it supposed to make these guys seem cool and hip that they, you know, they know about NFTs, they're on the front line, or when it crashed, did they make this after it crashed and it's supposed to be like, look at these idiots, they, you know, they, so far, they're believing in something so rubbish, that's how dumb they are. It's unclear to me.
Well, you know, maybe they just found another way to make the NFTs possible, you know. I don't know, I understand their whole process, but that concept, that camera helmet thing that they had was pretty cool, I guess. You know, I don't know if I'd bet millions on it, but maybe someone else might, you know, and I don't know what the NFT program or nice things was, but just that helmet alone, you know, at least it gave me something more tangible to see and not just think about all these NFTs and things.
What helmet? What are you talking about?
They had like this...
like they were goggles that
remember when you buy the helmet and then I think it comes with the NFT or something like that, but it's a helmet with like a whole bunch of little cameras on it, and then they took all the little cameras off and they put them on the plane. Or am I thinking of a different movie?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Wait a minute. Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie. My bad.
Anyway, everyone keeps mentioning that in a hive, if the queen is unfit to lead the hive, then the bee will kill her.
Sorry, I just remembered what movie I'm thinking about.
What?
That movie with Kevin Hart.
Oh my god.
Dude, that one, I just have to take a moment and say I love Kevin Hart, but that was a weird movie.
Is
bro.
this
like you're just waiting for Kevin Hart to be Kevin Hart, and he doesn't become Kevin Hart. He's trying to be like George Clooney, the Italian Job or something.
George Clooney wasn't in the
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I think you're thinking of Ocean's 11.
No, I'm trying to take George Clooney out of Ocean's 11 and put him on the Italian Job. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. With Mark and all of them, you know. But sorry, yeah. Carry on.
No. I just want to say I don't like Kevin Hart. I don't find him funny at all. I remember like he was here performing.
So how did you like this movie then, since he wasn't sort of the funny Kevin Hart normally?
Oh, I didn't watch it.
No? Oh.
No.
Well, I guess you should give it a whirl, since he's, like I'm saying, he's not the normal Kevin Hart. He tried to take a completely different
Listen, bro,
role.
I have things to do. I can't watch a fucking Kevin Hart movie.
Okay, but you're watching a Beekeeper.
Yeah, but look, there's a possibility I might like this.
Yeah.
Every Kevin Hart thing I've ever seen, I dislike.
But I'm just telling you now that it's not the same Kevin Hart that you normally expect, you know. That's why we are all disappointed as Kevin Hart fans. We're like, when did Kevin Hart stop being Kevin, you know? And now you coming along and you're going to see him in a fresh new
You know
light.
what? Fair enough. I'm still not going to watch it, but fair enough. I take your point.
Right now.
Right. Everyone. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Everyone keeps mentioning that in a hive, if the queen is unfit to lead the hive, then a bee will kill the queen, which made me think that Jason Statham will assassinate the president, but he never does. So why do they keep bringing it up? That?
Well, I think maybe it's just more the principle of it, you know.
It's like a fun fact that they're just throwing around.
Yeah, that's one thing I do like about such movies, you know, when you just learn an interesting fun fact or two.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. What if they just made it up?
When they're like, who knew honey is flammable, you know? I wouldn't have thought honey is flammable, but I'm not about to put some honey on someone and set them alight. But if it is flammable, that would be interesting.
It's only pure honey, not
exactly, you know.
Not like store bought.
Yeah. I would expect that, you know.
Yeah.
But who would have thought?
I don't know, a beekeeper. Clearly.
See, so they know that they need to assassinate their queen when shit get rough.
Yeah. Next, despite some political signifiers like the villain clearly being Hunter Biden, do you know who Hunter Biden is?
Joe's sibling or relation?
No, his son.
Yeah.
His fucking fail son.
Yeah.
So this guy, he does wild like drugs, like crack.
Oh yeah.
And he like is constantly caught with prostitutes and like.
I got what you mean now. As in he's like, you know.
That guy's the son of the president in this movie, and it's clearly based on him, right? But where am I now? This doesn't satirize anything specific, so I could just as easily read the villain as being Don Jr., you know, Donald Trump's son. He's also a wild coke fiend, but he hasn't been caught with prostitutes and stuff. But, you know, the drugs and stuff, I could, you know, read it as being him. So the mishmash of these ideas creates a movie devoid of any meaningful politics. So I can't say, oh, this is a left-wing movie, this is a right-wing movie. They just jumbled everything up, right? The only thing which you can say for sure is that this movie is pro-old people.
Pro-old people?
Yeah.
Why? There are a lot of old people in the movie.
No, he's like, oh, the most vulnerable in our society is the old people. It's just like babies, but babies have adults to look after them. Who do old people have? A beekeeper.
Look, get yourself a beekeeper.
That's which I totally agree with. There's a lot of old people that are left, you know, like sad. Their family abandons them.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about volunteering, right? A very easy way to do praxis is to like go to old age homes and like try to entertain the older people and spend some time with them. You know.
You know, I'm more of a doing sort of person, but
Fair
I
enough.
feel the energy. I could go there and be like, yo, let me do some things on your list for you. Let me.
I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to anyone.
I'm speaking to me though.
Okay.
I'm just telling, because I'm a co-host.
All right. I'm just saying. Yeah. The listeners, they may want to go to an old age home and do something, right?
So as a listener, I would also just volunteer your time, your effort, maybe if someone needs a hug, so you might have to put your big boy pants on and give some hugs.
Why would you need big boy pants? A hug is not that hectic.
Look, a hug is just one example. It could
be other things. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Old people love me. I just want to say that.
Okay. Sure.
All my friends, like grandparents and whatever, whenever they see me, they're like, "Oh, fresh."
I don't think my grand likes you, but
your grand?
Yeah.
I don't think I've met her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what the
I'm just saying right now.
Your granddad loved me.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good example right there. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I talk to old people. Just like, how's your day? Basic things like that, and they're like,
you see, so you gotta put your big boy pants on and just have a chat.
I do that.
Yeah, that's what we're trying.
I visit my grandparents every week. You know? I'm gonna go see them after this.
Go to the temple with them too.
No, I'm not. Definitely not. What the fuck?
Come on, let's go. Fresh.
I'm not going to the temple.
Okay, fine.
Anyway,
I'm just thinking of the bounce that ring there. Sorry.
My next point. If you take nothing else away from this review, please take this. All the action scenes are awful. By that I mean they're not well cut.
Okay, what does not well cut mean?
So I mentioned this in the John Wick episode, but the thing that separates John Wick from other action movies is that there are very few cuts, right? So John Wick, they'll let it play out.
Yeah.
They won't cut away. They'll just let the action play. These, cuts. It disorientates the viewer, right? Even though you can still tell what's going on, it's kind of annoying to watch because it, like, you want to see that punch thrown, and then suddenly cuts to another view, right?
Another view, yeah.
And this constant cutting does a disservice to the fight choreography, right? You want to see how that fight plays out, but the keep cutting, it baffles me that action movies still do this when The Matrix showed people how to do it in 1999, right? And I know The Matrix didn't invent it; it just mainstreamed the idea of let the action play out. Let's see them fight. Let's actually watch the fight. This it kept cutting, and it made me like.
I understand what you're saying. I never thought about it before, but you're right. The way when an action scene plays out, it's nice. You can see what's happening. I think I saw this funny one in John Wick where he walked all the way up the stairs.
Yeah.
Like they could have cut to the way.
But you see him fucking rolling
stairs,
down.
But you see him, So that's a. Nice.
That's why John Wick is so far ahead of all other action. Just that simple thing of let's see the action in an action movie. What a revelation!
They are the ultimate actionists.
At least for the 2010s.
Who's gonna be the next actionist? Fast and Furious? No, it can't be.
It's not. That's been going on since before John Wick, so it can't be next.
So who's?
Do you know who Dev Patel is?
No.
He was in Slumdog Millionaire.
Okay, yeah.
And he was in what's that movie? Life of Pi.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Is he in Life of Pi?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. But he's in a action like John Wick style movie coming up soon.
Oh, what's it called?
I don't know.
Okay.
But yes, just Google Dev Patel and it'll probably come up.
I got you.
Right? Now, despite everything else I said in this review, I had fun with this movie.
Yeah. Not too bad, I'd say.
Even though it was so poorly made and thought out, I didn't check my watch at all and it moved quickly. So I gave it a 6.
Okay, that's a fair rating. I think I'd agree, Maybe 6. I'd give it a 7,
Yes, I know you enjoyed this.
Just because I know the guy and I like him. But it's not like I know him.
I like Jason Statham as well. Like I said, I just think he doesn't choose
the best roles.
Sure.
All right, cool.
Do you have anything else to say?
No, I think the movie was overall pretty good. I enjoyed it, lots of nice little gunfights and scenes. I like to see different fun, creative ways people die. You know, so like when they put that belt on him and they pulled him into with that car, that was interesting. You know, when like I'm saying when he fought all those people, it was hand to hand combat. It's not like there are a lot of weapons involved, which I also think is pretty cool.
Yeah, he doesn't use weapons in this movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, him personally, not so, but like, you know, everyone else, they could have just shot him. It could have been over, but no.
He's just too good.
Yeah.
Well, that's also what shows how good he is, that he doesn't need to use a weapon.
Which is cool. It does make him a bit OP. But like I'm saying, it was weird that he only got hurt later on in the movie by that one weird South African guy. Yeah.
Sorry, if I could just jump in here. You know what I was saying about power scaling? If it could be like he kills everyone with no sweat, and then when he finally comes up against another beekeeper, he's like he's like forced to use a weapon because he can't just kill them with his hands. That would have been a you know, like it shows how powerful a beekeeper is. And then like I assume the idea is to make like sequels where they focus on actual beekeepers that Jason Statham can pop in once in a while and be like.
But like I'm saying, this is a veteran. Yes. These are beekeepers. These are fresh puppies.
But they're not.
That little chick didn't know what she was getting herself into. She thought she was gonna roll up on him with a huge ass gun.
Even though they knew, she's still a beekeeper. That means something. I was told.
It should.
I was told.
Yeah, it should. But you know, like I'm saying, don't get so attached to these people, because if the movie is about bees, let's think of them like bees. He's trying to keep the beehive safe, you know. But if a bee stings you and it dies, what must happen? What must happen?
True.
Yeah.
So can we move on to recommendations?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you want to start or can I?
You know what, bro? I've just got one thing that I've been watching a lot of lately, and it's called The Rookie. I don't know if you watched it.
Is it with Nathan Fillion?
Yes, dog. You know, I don't know who Nathan Fillion is, but I just heard of him from, I think that movie Big Mouth. You know, Big Mouth.
Yes.
That girl's got a
oh yeah.
Apparently, he's in Firefly.
Yes, he was very big in like nerd culture in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know that.
If you do you know who Joss Whedon is? He made the Avengers.
Yeah.
So in the 2000s, he made a bunch of TV shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like Angel, So one of his shows was Firefly, and people had high hopes for Firefly, but it was cancelled after I think 1 or 2 seasons. I can't remember, but yes. So Nathan Fillion was a big name in the geek community. So he's been in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's been in. I think he was in the Suicide Squad, the second Suicide Squad movie. But yes, he's a big name. He was also in Castle.
Yes.
But yes, The Rookie, he's a cop, right?
What I like about it is it's a series, and it's just like I sat down, I put 1 or 2 episodes on, and it's just running. Now I'm on like season 3, so you know it's interesting. Always like I just finished watching also not Chicago Fire
PD.
No, not Chicago PD. The firefighting one.
Hospital.
There was
Fire.
Yeah, Fire or something. Like,
Chicago Fire.
Yeah, no, maybe Chicago Fire. I don't know. But it was about firefighters. So it's always interesting with these realistic type job movies, because you see different scenarios where people get stuck. Well, people were fighting fires. Now there's like people you're seeing the way the police are doing their job and the different types of people they roll out on and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just always interesting seeing different scenarios. I think that's what makes it more interesting each time you want to watch more, you know. But yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, I listened to a podcast called Blank Check. They go through directors' filmographies, and they're currently going through a Barbra Streisand miniseries. Okay. She directed 4 movies. So the last movie in her filmography is what they did last week, and it's called The Mirror Has Two Faces, which is my favorite Streisand movie. It's a love story about a man who's obsessed with sex and a supposedly unattractive English professor who falls in love in an unusual way. Right? The reviews say that this is a bad movie, but I had an excellent time with it. I thought it was sweet, and like all the other Streisand movies, it was original and unorthodox. I gave it an 8.
Okay, sounds pretty good.
Then I watched the first movie in Blank Check's James L. Brooks miniseries, Terms of Endearment, which is not the first movie that I watched. I've watched a couple of his movies before. I don't go in order for the miniseries. Like, I'll just choose a movie and I'll watch it, and then I'll go listen to the episode and then whatever. But this was his first movie. It's called Terms of Endearment. It's a movie about the relationship between a mother and her daughter, and it takes place over the course of 30 years. And it charts their relationship from the daughter's childhood to womanhood. I didn't really connect with this movie, possibly because I'm not a daughter or a mother, right? But I think it was well made and especially well acted. So I'm giving it a 7.
Okay.
You know, it was good, but I just, not for me. Next is the last movie that I hadn't watched in the James L. Brooks miniseries, I'll Do Anything. It's about a struggling actor who has to take care of his badly behaved daughter while trying to make it in Hollywood. The daughter is so annoying that I didn't find this movie endearing or heartwarming.
Oh, shit.
I really thought it sucked. I'm giving it a 5.
Because of that one daughter, she was too annoying.
Then I've been watching the late 90s, early 2000s adaptation of Watership Down. Do you know what that is? It's a TV show. Well, it was a book about these rabbits. It was on the SABC channels when I was a boy.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Nice.
and I remember loving it then, and I love it now.
Nice.
It's about rabbits finding a new warren to live in,
Yeah.
but it feels epic in scope, like it's a Lord of the Rings, but for rabbits.
Oh, really? Sounds pretty big.
I gave it an
Big
8.
adventure. Yeah.
Yes, it's an adventure, but
Yeah.
for rabbits, and yeah, very, very good story. And then this week, a new season of Abbott Elementary started. Have you seen this? It's I forget it. Quinta Brunson.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew her from Twitter. She was just very funny on Twitter, and she got her own TV show.
Okay, nice.
Yes, I love the show on the whole, but I didn't find this first episode to be that great. I don't like that they're still doing a will they, won't they with Janine and Everybody Hates Chris. By the way, Everybody Hates Chris is the lead actor
Oh, okay.
in this.
Nice.
I mean, I don't want to say they love interest because it's like they're doing a will they, won't they, right? And I'm finding it tiresome. It's been 3 seasons now of like,
Yes.
just have them get together or be separate, right? I don't want this this push posh.
Some other things I was also watching this week was Home Alone. I enjoyed Home Alone. The first one and the second one came to Netflix, but I think it came a little bit late because Home Alone is set during Christmas, so it would be better if it came during Christmas. Yeah, I was also watching a lot of thrillers. Thrillers with psychos, people like with obsessions and intrusions. You know those crazy movies with people living in the walls and like someone being mad obsessed with you and chasing you down, and just weird random movies like those.
Sorry, what's this called?
Thrillers, like
what are the names of these thrillers?
the name is I'll let you know. But like I'm saying, it's just a variety of them. Like, for example, anything that has to do with obsession. Like
yes, I know, I
attraction,
understand.
Like I'm saying,
yes.
where people live in the walls and those creepy type movies. I watched one called The Intruder. I think with that guy he looked like that guy from Indiana Jones. You know, The Intruder. Like
who from Indiana Jones?
The main guy.
Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Harrison Ford.
Yes. It looked like him, bro. It looked like him. But The Intruder, some guy sells him the house, and then he has a hard time letting go of the house, and he's trying to sneak in and live with this guy's wife. And you know, it's also got Michael Ealy, you know, that cute guy with the blue eyes. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
That
what my
cute
mom
guy.
always describes him.
Yes,
But yeah.
I know.
So those type of movies, and then
He was in CSI.
yeah,
Michael
he was. And also The Indian Detective, that was pretty. Did you see that?
No.
The Indian Detective is with Russell Peters, the comedian.
Yes.
It's like he took the whole cast of Keeping Up with the Kardashians and he put them over to wherever he is, and he shot a movie in Canada or wherever. Yeah, so that was a pretty interesting movie. Nice to see South African actors, being a little bit versatile, because it was literally the mom from Kandasami's, the other mom, and the father was there, and the daughter. So it's really like he just took the whole cast and he took them there. Yeah. So, but he took them to India to film. So he took our Indian people to go to India to film as Indians. Which,
Well, like Trevor Noah said, if something were to happen to India, the largest population of Indians is in Durban, South Africa. So there's a lot here.
Yeah. And speaking of comedians as well, Dusty Slay, I don't know if you watched him, he's a comedian too. That was pretty funny. I enjoyed that.
He's special.
Yeah, he's special. I like watching stand-ups too. Sometimes it's like just short fun, an hour of just laughing.
I understand the appeal of the comedy show.
So out of all the people, I watched Dusty Slay most recently. That was pretty interesting.
I've never heard. I'll have to look into him. Although I don't watch comedy specials,
Yeah, but that's what I like about a special. It's like just an hour, and this person literally makes you laugh the entire time. There'll be times when you're watching a special and your mouth is just sore from smiling. But imagine the entire time for 1 hour straight, I've just been smiling. That must be pure endorphins pumping all the time, Or other times, even if you don't smile like from a facial sore smile, you can just get a chuckle or two, So it's just a nice stress reliever. Laughter is the best medicine. These people were literally paid to make you laugh, so you might as well take advantage of that. If you're feeling down, watch a stand-up comedy.
Pretty good.
Pick you up.
Okay. So you're done here. So thank you for listening. Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, give a like, etc. Portly needs to be a 5-star review. 3.5, you're dead to me. 4 stars, 4.5. Might as well just murder my children. Throw them in a lake.
Well, look, if you have any complaints, you can direct them to me. I'll be your officer in compliance when it comes to
Please subscribe on Patreon to listen to our movie commentaries. You can find all our links at PAICIP.com. That's PAICIP.com. Please tell a friend, tell that friend to tell a friend, tell a family member, and
let the family member tell you again. Thank you very much.
And goodbye. Au revoir.